Welcome everyone! Today I'll be reviewing the 112 scale Succubus Nun Friede figure by Hasuki. Real quick, here's the box that she comes in. Really cool art on the back, she does look really nice. I've been looking forward to this figure for a while and got her as soon as I could. Hasuki figures tend to be rarer after the initial release and skyrocket in price almost immediately. Now the entire box is essentially a window, as you can see here. I didn't get the SP version since the only real differences are the box and an extra spear. But with that out of the way, let's just quickly unbox her out of her plastic prison. Inside, there we go. We do have one of these silica gel packet things. Pretty neat of Hasuki to include one, but here's also the manual. All Chinese on this side. You can see all the things included in the figure itself. Some instructions. And if you flip it all the way around, we can see the Japanese and English version of the manual. Pretty neat. Now, the clamshells come in 3 sets: the main body, the weapons, and the included action base. With that out of the way, let's set her free. There we go, carefully now. Well, unfortunately, my copy has a quality control issue. Her left horn fell out inside the packaging, scratching up and transferring dark brown paint all over her hair. Quite sad considering the price, but what can you do? Other than that, the soft goods, as you can see, are very well made. The jacket feels super nice and the clothes on the main body look well fitted as well. Very nice tailoring as expected of Hasuki. Now there's plastic in between her parts as well, including her thigh highs to prevent paint transfer. Wish it worked for the headpiece, but it is what it is. We just set her down real quick. Now she does come with another sock that goes on her other leg. You can slip it onto her if you want to make her a bit more symmetrical, up to you. I'll be removing her jacket for now so we can see the figure better for the rest of this review. It's pretty simple, just remove both of her hands like so, and then rotate her arms back and just slide the jacket off. There we go, put the hands back in. Let me just adjust her to a more comfortable position. There we go, looks great. Next up are the accessories, but before we go on to that, I'll go ahead and disassemble this halberd for convenience sake. Just take this apart like so. Perfect. For her accessories, she does have a silver revolver with a brown handle. It's very nicely detailed for how small it is. And yes, the cylinder does rotate. Next up, we do actually have her Holy Bible right here, also very nicely detailed. Has some subtle airbrushing to give it more gradient, and of course it does open. And something I really like is that you can actually read the text printed on there. Although they are very tiny, if you look closely there are some real Bible verses in there, so pretty cool. And of course the gun shaped cutout does actually hold the gun pretty well, but maybe it fits a little too well. Yeah, once you get it right in there, it's gonna be hard to get out, so do it at your own risk. And of course, here we have her holy smoke grenades. You can actually hook the clips into her belt, which is a really nice detail. Now, the instructions for the halberd does show us some setups we can do with the parts, but since this is just the regular version, the options are gonna be limited. But there are still a ton of forms we can do with just the parts that we do get here. So let me just show them to you real quick. So first off, it's the short halberd, which is just a smaller version of the main weapon. Next up, we have the axe, which is pretty much just the short halberd without the spear tip. But it is still a pretty cool looking axe though. Now of course, if you got the SP version, you're gonna have a lot more options, like these poses right here. But that doesn't mean the regular version is completely devoid of other options. They aren't included in the manual, but if you get creative, there are still plenty more forms you can make with just the parts that you do get. And of course, let's not forget the fully assembled halberd. Now this is pretty much the main reason I got this figure for. It's a really long weapon, it's really cool, really sharp, and I just really love the way it looks. Now for the flag lance form, you just take out the axe head and insert the flag in its place. Remember to look at the clips. Big one on top, small one on the bottom. There we go, just insert it right there. This makes the weapon look even larger than it already is, and the flag can be bent for dynamic flowing poses. Next up, we have her hands. She does come with 5 pairs, including the ones attached by default, as well as a praying hand. First are the open hands, fists, grabby hands, trigger finger hands, and peace sign hands. Kind of odd to have here, but they are welcome. And the praying hand is just one part that attaches to both wrists. And of course, for those of you out there, she does come with a pair of bare feet. Though not as detailed as snail shells, we'll take a closer look at them later. And finally, let's take a look at her jacket. It's really nicely detailed. There's some printed texture on the inside lining, and the hood does feature a white piece of cloth to emulate the look of a nun's habit. This jacket is just packed with detail, with all the trims, the word innocence printed all over the straps, and some layering on the sleeves. Really love this jacket, but let's put this away for now. Here are the faces. Now let's take a look at the faces. She does come on a default mask face, a neutral face, a praying face, and a tongue-out face. Dear God! Of course, she comes with the Hasuki brand eyeball adjuster tool. All her faces does have the movable eyes feature. You just stick the tool into those rectangular holes at the back and make it like so. Another really cool thing are that the eyes are indented, and it makes them look a lot more consistent at different angles. Now let's get onto the articulation. She can't look up that far because of her hair. She can't look down that far, side to side limited by her hair. Be careful. Some forward and back movement. Arms go Arms go up that far. Goes all the way around. Really good elbow bend. And some really good wrists that can do whatever you need it to. Torso rotation is limited by her clothes, but they are stretchy. Don't have much of a crunch, but you can move back pretty far. Decent but slightly disappointing kick. Can move back that far. Amazing knee bend. Thigh highs don't really get in the way, but they do get pulled down when you bend it, so you'd want to pull it back up every now and then. Decent up and down. Rotation. And a limited pivot. While she's not as articulated as something like a snail shell figure, you can still get her into a lot of cool poses. And of course, it is possible to take off her skirt. It's a bit of a tight fit, so please be very careful. Remember the stretchy rings and the wedgie piece for when you put it back on later. Now go to her belt and press on the ends of these two sides to unbuckle it. Works like the real thing. Turn it around and just open up the velcro at the back for more clearance. And just carefully pull like so. Actually, maybe remove her feet first. There she goes. And here she is without the skirt. Now, with her skirt off, we can see a lot more of the sculpting of the typical Hasuki body. It's not too detailed, but it still looks nice enough. That's what it had to. I can't really ask for more. Now for the feet I promised earlier. Just take off her shoes, pull the sock off, and pop the feet in. Like so. And there we go. She is also compatible with the snail shell feet, as you can see here. Of course, you can use her with other Hasuki weapon packs that are sold separately. And going back to the other sock, simply pop the left toe out and slide it in there, and now she is nice and symmetrical. Now for an allegedly 1/12 scale figure, she is pretty tall, being around 15.5 centimeters and a little over 6 inches. Now going over some size comparisons, here she is with a snail shell maid, snail shell bunny girl Eileen, Figma Lance, Figma Homer Akemi, 30-minute productions Bochi, and the real grade Gundam. Overall, I'm really happy with this figure. She's got a decent amount of accessories, the weapons gives her a lot of playability, and the soft goods are the usual top-notch quality we can expect from Hasuki. Articulation leaves a lot to be desired on some aspects, but she has enough to pull off some really cool poses. Now, I don't know if it's consistent with all copies, but on mine, her boots fall off really easily. I mean, you can just pop them back in right very easily, so it's not much of a problem. The bare feet are actually a little too tight. Now, I do really recommend getting her if you can find either the regular version or the SP version at a price you are comfortable with. Hasuki figures tend to increase in price after the original release, so it's gonna be a bit difficult if they don't, but maybe one day Hasuki will reprint some of their older pocket art figures, as I do really want a lot of the older ones as well. Here's hoping I can also review them one day, but for now, it's time to wrap up this review. Thank you all for watching and have a nice day.